Alright, welcome back to Dark Souls Remastered. This is going to be part 22, and in this part we're just going to run around and kind of do some miscellaneous tasks. So, first thing we're going to do, you can go talk to Petrus. He's going to say, oh, my maiden's gone, where can she be? Well, we saved her from the Tomb of the Giants, and if you come up here to the Undead Parish, she's going to be praying here at this little altar. So, you're going to want to talk to her. Hopefully you didn't spend any of your souls after the end of the last episode, because we're going to use all of those souls here to buy a whole bunch of miracles from her. First, you're going to want to buy Wrath of the Gods and then Homeward. You're going to need those two most importantly, so make sure you buy those first. And then we're going to buy Magic Barrier, Seek Guidance, Great Heal, Force, and Great Heal Excerpt. And that's going to get us all the way up to 16 out of 23 miracles. So we just got a whole bunch of miracles. Then you're going to want to remove your Pyromancy Flame and equip the Dark Hand. And make sure that's going to be in your right hand. And you're going to want to do the heavy attack on her a bunch of times. Basically, every time you do that, you're going to suck some humanity out of her, and you'll see that our counter goes up in the top left-hand corner. So we're going to do that until our counter stops going up, which I believe should be at 22 here. It might be a different number for you. And then once you've sucked all the humanity out of her, you can go ahead and kill her. And she's going to drop her talisman and 7 humanities. So I just got 18 humanity out of that total, I believe, if I counted correctly. I think it varies game to game. You might not get 18. She does always drop 7 humanity though when you kill her. It just changes how much humanity you get from her when you're using the Dark Hand. And because of that, at this point, if you haven't gone to get the Pyromancy from giving the Daughter of Chaos Covenant 30 humanity, you can go ahead and do that right now. But since we've already done that, we're going to go ahead and come down to Andre, and we're going to give him the Very Large Ember, which we got back when we were in the New Londo ruins. So there's that. And then we're going to go ahead and give him the Large Divine Ember as well that we got last episode. And then we're going to go modify equipment and make our Divine Uchigatana +6, and then reinforce it all the way to +9. Or +10 if you can. Unfortunately, I was one white Titanite chunk short, so I couldn't get it to +9, and I couldn't get it to +10. But in the case that you did miss a couple white Titanite chunks, I will show you where you can farm some here in a second. After that, I'm gonna look at our Great Scythe, because we're gonna want to use that here in a second. We're gonna start upgrading that. So I'm gonna buy 9 Titanite shards, just normal Titanite shards. And then I'm going to use those to reinforce the Scythe all the way up to +5. And then once that is at +5, you can come back to modify equipment, and you can start using large Titanite shards to get it from +5 all the way to +10. So reinforce it to modify it to +6, and then from +6 you can come reinforce it all the way up to +8. I'm sorry, +10. I don't know why I said +8. You can get it all the way up to +10, and then you can come modify it again and start using Titanite chunks to get it from +10 to +11, and then reinforce from +11 all the way up to +14, and then we're going to use our 1 Titanite slab that we have to get it to +15, and that's going to get us our achievement for making the strongest weapon, or for getting a +15 weapon through standard reinforcement. And then we're going to go ahead and warp to here. I warped to the Painted World, but I actually cut in where I warped to the Tomb of the Giants bonfire, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you where you can farm more white Titanite chunks if you didn't pick up enough in the last few episodes. So you can come down this ladder, and you just want to kill these bone tower skeletons, or skeleton bone towers, and they will have a chance at dropping a white Titanite chunk. So I just got one here. That's the only one I needed. And then you want to climb up the ladder, head straight back to the bonfire, rinse and repeat until you have enough white Titanite chunks. And then since I have the weapon reinforcement box, I can reinforce here at the bonfire, and I went ahead and reinforced my Uchigatana to Divine +10, and that's going to get us our achievement for +10 for our Divine weapon. So yeah, we got two weapon achievements already in this episode, and a bunch of miracles. Now here we're gonna warp to the Painted World, and we're gonna do a couple of we're gonna farm for a couple of items here before we continue. So I recommend you put on the Homeward miracle and the Wrath of the Gods miracle, and you're gonna want to come all the way over here. You can put on the Gold Serpent Ring, make sure your humanity counters at least +10, which it should be since we just sucked all that humanity out of the Maiden. And you want to come here, wait for all the birds to spawn in, and then you can kill them all with Wrath of the Gods, with your 3 casts of Wrath of the Gods. Pick up any items that they drop, which should be Souvenirs of Reprisal. And you're going to want to farm those guys until you get 10 of those. When you kill them each time, you can use the Homeward spell to immediately return to the bonfire. You don't have to walk all the way back or waste Homeward bones. You can just use the Homeward spell. And then rinse and repeat that until you have 10 Souvenirs of Reprisal in your inventory. Once you've done that, you can go ahead and head all the way back out here, and then Homeward back. When you use the Homeward spell after exiting the Painted World, you end up back here at the Anor Londo bonfire. From here, we're going to exit that little area with the bonfire, and we're going to come over here to the right, to the left, where these giants are, these sentinel giants are. And these guys are really annoying to fight together. You can see I have quite the hard time fighting them. But you do want to try and kill them. Wrath of the Gods could help, but their huge shields will block that a lot of the time. And same thing with your lightning spears. There's nowhere you can get up high to throw your lightning spears at them. And because of the way that they stagger their attacks, a lot of the times they end up hitting you, even if you're dodging. Again, I still have my Gold Serpent Ring on here, which or Silver Serpent Ring. I don't know why I had the silver one on, but now I went back to Havel's. You do want to make sure you equip your Havel's ring. That way you can fast roll when you're fighting these guys. Again, your best bet is to try and get up behind them. I don't know if these ones can heal. I think only the ones before the Ornstein and Smell boss fight can actually heal. But in the case that these guys can heal, just go in and lay into them with your sword. That way they don't get the heal off. You can probably stagger them out of the heal animation, and you can get a bunch of damage off on them. But yeah, once you get one down, the other one, fighting one-on-one, is really easy. You don't have to worry about staggering your roll, or them staggering their hits, so they hit you even when you're rolling. But once you've killed them, you can come open up this chest here. You'll get some Twinkling Titanite, and then do not open this one. This one is a Mimic, so I would kill this one. And this is what we came here for. You're going to want to pick up the Crystal Halberd, and that's going to be the weapon we use to get our Crystal Reinforcement achievement. Once you've done that, you can come down this way, down the elevator. I sped this part up because everyone knows this part by now. Run all the way down this way, and here's the little elevator that spins. You can pull the lever here or push it, and once you do that, it's going to start moving down. You then want to run down the staircase, and we're going to do a boss fight here. but we did farm those souvenirs of Reprisal. And not only that, you're going to need the Dark Seance Ring that we picked up in the Catacombs a few episodes ago. So go ahead and equip that Dark Seance Moon Ring, or Dark Moon Seance Ring. You can rest at this bonfire, doesn't matter. But once you equip that ring, you'll see this statue here kind of disappears, and we can run down this way to this fog wall. Before you do that, you want to step in between these 4 candles. You'll get talked to by Gwyndolin. You want to kneel, and when he finishes talking, you can join his covenant. And you're going to want to do that because once you join it, he'll give you some items, but more importantly, we'll get the achievement for joining it, and we can offer up our 10 souvenirs of Reprisal that we just farmed in the Painted World. And that will get us our next miracle, which is going to be Darkmoon Blade, and it'll get you a Darkmoon Talisman. Once you do that, you can walk into the fog wall here, and we're going to start a boss fight. This is the Gwyndolin boss fight, and it's pretty easy. When you see the small little magic thing that he does, you can run behind these pillars to kind of dodge it. And then you'll see him do a big one. You want to roll out of the way of that big one, or run out of the way. That one doesn't really lock on. The small ones lock on. If you get a little closer, he'll kind of prop up and start shooting you with his bow. You want to kind of zigzag out of the way of the bow when he does that. You want to get in as many hits on him as you can before he teleports away, and just rinse and repeat that until he's dead. There's going to be some cases where he just keeps doing the small one over and over, and you kind of just have to sit there until he stops. He'll do it like 5 or 6 times. If you're lucky, you'll get one of these where he does like an extra bow shot, an extra flurry of bow and arrow shots, and that'll give you some time to get an extra hit in or 2. But yeah, it's very much pretty easy as long as you get used to the timing on the dodge rolls and everything. You should be golden. Don't try and push like I did. A lot of the times you get hit there. As soon as you see him fire off those magic missile type things, you should immediately head back behind a pillar. Don't try to push forward anymore. But yeah, that's that boss fight. You can try and equip your silver serpent ring before you get the souls, and that sometimes will give you extra souls, but I didn't bother with that here. And you did get the soul of Gwyndolin, which we're going to need later on. But once you get here, there's going to be an empty chest. I don't know why they did that, but this one in the middle is going to have our next miracle, Sunlight Blade, and we're going to use that a lot throughout the next few episodes. And then some armor, and then that is about it. You can go ahead and head back homeward bound out, and then warp back to Firelink Shrine. And then we're going to head up here, and we're going to use the souls that we got to, you can tell him yes or no here, it doesn't matter what you tell him here, but you want to use the souls to get your Pyromancy Flame all the way to plus 10. And yeah, that should be the end of the episode. Thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in, and make sure you tune into the next episode. See ya.